John Quincy Adams was born on July 11, 1767, the son of John Adams, who was the second President of the United States and helped draft the Declaration of Independence. When John Quincy was 10, John Adams was posted to Europe as a special envoy of the Revolutionary American government, and his son accompanied him. For 7.5 years, John Quincy lived in Paris, Amsterdam, St. Petersburg, and London. He was a student at the University of Leiden for about a year. He traveled to St. Petersburg from 1781 to 1783 as a translator. Young Adams returned to Paris to serve as a secretary to his father through the negotiation of peace, ending the American Revolutionary War, and in 1785 returned home to complete his education at Harvard College. He graduated 2 years later. In 1790, Adams practiced law in Boston, with little success. In 1794, President Washington appointed him minister to the Netherlands, where he served with distinction. He also re-encountered the woman that he would marry, Louisa Catherine Johnson, the daughter of an American merchant living abroad. Adams had first met her in France when she was 12. For months, Adams visited her family nightly, always leaving when the daughters sat down to play piano and sing. He hated the sound of the female voice in song. Despite his taste in music and his father, who did not think his son should have a foreign-born wife, the two were wed in 1797. After an assignment as the minister to Prussia, Adams returned home and won the election to Massachusetts legislature. In 1803, the legislature appointed him to the United States Senate. President James Madison then named him the first U.S. minister to Russia. When James Monroe became president in 1817, Adams became Secretary of State. Former Secretary of War William H. Crawford, Speaker of the House Henry Clay, General Andrew Jackson, and John Quincy Adams were in the election of 1824. After a fierce campaign, Jackson took the popular vote, followed in order by Adams, Clay, and Crawford. In the Electoral College, however, Jackson had 32 votes fewer than he needed to win. Acting under the 12th Amendment, the House of Representatives met to select the President. Speaker of the House Henry Clay threw his support behind Adams and gave him the election by a single vote. Soon thereafter, Adams made Clay Secretary of State. All through Adams' presidency, Jackson called Adams' election a corrupt bargain, saying that John Quincy Adams had promised Clay the seat of Secretary of State if Clay cast his ballot in his favor. The next election was filled with merciless mudslinging and personal attacks, but Jackson prevailed in the end, winning by a landslide. After his presidency, John Quincy Adams ran for Congress in his home district. He served 9 consecutive terms in the House of Representatives, his career ending from a stroke suffered on the floor on February 21, 1848. He died 2 days later.